That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys, though. Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
All right, here it is, you guys.
Bam!
Bam!
Wrong show. Huge, massive moves. We would like to welcome all of the Spick and Span members to the PTG show. The newly acquired Spick and Span show will be making a ton of changes. We're incredibly excited. We figured, look, we haven't had a live edition. We know if we wanted to be the #1 live weekly paintball YouTube show, we would have to acquire the #1.
You got to pay to play the game
weekly.
sometimes.
Exactly. You got to pay to play the
That's
game.
it.
So you guys might not be seeing Kyle and Ryan for quite some time. They're probably going to be on a beach in Hawaii after the Brinks truck that we backed up.
Back it up.
But much worth it. We're going to have a great collection of, now we have live, we've got regular interviews, we got all sorts of stuff that we're going to be able to bring you guys. So we're pretty excited for
We
it.
got this for $3 in a tank cover.
The T-Harm tank cover. We got it from all the 2024 T-Harm merch that was signature merch from last year.
Yo.
It's Takeover Tuesday. It's Takeover Tuesday. That's what day it
Let's
is.
go.
Let's go.
Brian Stewart. So finally the show is going to be good.
Huge moves.
Yeah,
Nah, man.
merch coming.
We're going to get new mosquito swatters. We're not going to need to swat mosquitoes in here all the time.
So here's what we are going to do. We're going to get that cat shit out of the studio there because I know there's a bunch of it from the cats running around in there. We're going to get you out of the mosquito hive.
That's
We're
it.
going to get you guys out of the garage. We're going to get you some new mics. You guys got a nice one there. We'll get you a new mic.
Maybe?
We got a good mic. Yeah.
New office.
We're gonna need some
upgrade
plumbing.
the
We're gonna
whole
need
deal.
someone to plumb this toilet. But yeah,
That's
I
only
think
for when Damien comes over. Is he part of the acquisition? We didn't really talk
we
about
haven't
that.
gone through all the details, you guys.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
preliminary talks are pretty solid. I mean, this is it. I'm excited about it. Yeah. Plus, there's no other way that we're gonna have our hands in collaborator of the year unless we
merge
Yeah,
up.
So merge up.
Merch up. Merch up.
So who's your
Yeah,
guest this week?
What do you mean this week? The one that we just had, we had Clint Johnson on, Kyle's teammate, and
Nice.
it was an excellent interview, and that's actually what sparked this business decision. Was it would be amazing if we had a live feature to where the guests could actually ask questions in real time. So reached out to Ryan and Kyle right away, and we got the deal signed like pretty much overnight. It was quick, a couple hours.
Yeah.
They were willing to sell for like Tyler said, $3 in a tank cover. It was
When you
do
play
I
on when
sign?
you play on Impact, you just got extra expendable income.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. When
That's
you're on
it.
Impact, you can just
Yeah.
buy whatever you want. Really, you got
Yeah, yeah.
nice quarter
And-
zip ribbed sweaters. That looks expensive too. I can't wait. You know what I mean? I can't wait.
Don't worry, the check is incoming. You guys will both, like I said, be on the beach with your family, just hanging out, relaxing. Hopefully, not showing up to the next event and making it to the finals.
Making it to the finals
That would
again.
be great. That was part of the deal as well. Is like, let's get Ryan out of here. He's done. All he needs is that big deal, and he's out. So,
He's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
pretty superb.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is great. What a great idea, dude. I can't, I got to give it to you guys. This is why you guys are creators of the year, because you come up with this sort of, these ideas, these mergers and these acquisitions, and you come out and you paying your taxes right now?
No, I had to deal with that number thing.
He's already logged into the IRS figuring out how much he owes from the deal.
He's like, what is
Yeah,
$3?
let me-
Look at
Yeah.
it. He's got Bank of America and the IRS app open
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now on his computer. What's my new tax
okay,
bracket?
let's see. My
This,
new tax
check
bracket
is gonna cash.
Actually, I don't have to pay taxes.
Oh man.
So we're gonna see.
That's
We're still
great.
gonna see you guys out at Dub C this weekend, right? Even though the new acquisition. you
Yeah,
guys gonna be
yeah.
there? Okay.
I got Narcos. I got the Narcos I'm coaching, both their D4 and their Premier line. Marcelo, you coaching? Who you coaching, March?
Yeah, I'll be coaching Protocol, Dan
Okay.
Bilzerian's team. So we'll be competing
Protocol.
in D5. I think actually, Kyle, I think we're in your. Are you
Yeah,
coaching
get,
the D5
with the
team?
Lords, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. We'll
Good
have a little
battle.
battle there.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. They've been playing a ton of paintball. I mean, Dan obviously has the paintball field in his backyard, and they've been practicing a ton. So I'm excited. Yeah,
Cool.
He's excited about paintball. It's pretty sweet. Obviously, they went out to the NXL Tampa event, which was an incredible event. I mean, we've all talked about how great that event was with the backdrop of the stadium and how professional it seemed. So
Dynasty taking second place.
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
Did you say nicer than taking second place?
Dynasty.
No,
Better than taking third place.
That's right.
it's true. Shout out to the chat. We got the chat in here, and it's amazing to see the community showing out, and what you guys have built for us to take over now has been really amazing. We're excited for the new moves, and excited for the future here.
Dang, this WC has 140 teams. Signed up 150.
Yeah.
Damn.
Booming.
Paid
Wow.
140.
That's a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
SC Village. Yeah, so
Hinman does a great job, obviously, with the WC. 140 teams. Like Ryan, you'll know this for sure. But that I feel like that is as big as the first NXL event of the year was just a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
I feel like 140 teams is like a good showing for the first event. Obviously, they've grown quite a bit since, but
that's a great point. Yeah.
And I mean, this is also like just X Ball and Division 6 3v3. So that's not even like a bunch of like a bunch of different formats. Yeah.
It's definitely so Mike's league is the second biggest league in the US, probably the world actually.
Yeah, the world,
after the NXL,
sure.
You know what I mean? So definitely good. Are you guys gonna have your booth there? Sorry, I don't know if you said that.
Of course we're gonna have the booth.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Spick
you
and
were
Span
talking about
merch
you just
now,
started talking about Dan
like
Bilzerian the whole time, and then I just don't know if you guys said
Listen,
anything. Tyler,
We're having the booth. The booth is gonna be epic.
Oh yeah, because you got to come down and put all this stuff in your car.
Yeah, we're moving all that.
We're gonna we're trimming the fat. We're gonna leave quite a bit of that. We'll take Ryan's golden barrels. We could have those.
Yeah.
Some of the plaques we can
I lost one.
auction that off. You lost one.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
It's all going back to the community. Everybody be ready. We're gonna be giving it all away.
We're gonna spin the wheel, and you're gonna start winning relics. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Good. I can't wait to clean out some of this clutter and have an office that I can actually find stuff in.
Well, not only that, but you have drop by the booth, drop off some merch or whatever you want. We'll start moving that for you as well.
Yeah, because you guys get to keep our tie-dye look. Also, you guys gonna hold on to that? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we had internal team discussion about. Young Stevie, our creative director, advised against.
He
that.
looks like
that's
a
one of
tie-dye.
those things that we're gonna be.
That's Young
cutting
Stevie wears
out.
tie-dye for sure.
No, Young Stevie does not wear tie-dye.
Really?
He is very fashionable. Yeah. So that's one of the things that he said we
That's what I just said.
cannot carry forward. No. Yeah. So that's gone. There's some things that we'll keep. Yeah, like I said, what we're gonna keep is basically live at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays.
There we go.
Yeah.
I've got this Bluetooth keyboard. These are pretty nice.
Wow, look at that.
I got one of those too.
All right. I'm trying to think. What else do we have in here that you'd want to hold on to?
Yeah, really, it's just the
let's
time
see.
slot. Really, it's just the time slot.
The nectar holder.
That's about it.
Nectar dispenser. All right. You
the
can
nectars.
cherry pick in here. You can cherry pick. There's a lot of good stuff in here. You just sometimes you gotta look really carefully. I know, your stuff. It seems like you're organized in the back, but the cluttered mind is a brilliant mind. That's what they say.
That's right. We can tell that is brilliance happening right there. We can see it all live action. Dude, and
I love this.
Just so everybody knows, all major events are also going to be going to VR in 2026. So we're going to be playing all the major events VR in the virtual realms. You can catch us going. It's just going to be crazy madness in the VR.
Oh, thank gosh.
Yeah, we're breaking some Major League Paintball news there. We were supposed to wait until next week to break that tie, but hey, again, this is like the big show. So
This is it. We're debuting it all.
breaking
This is
news
it.
this year.
Debut.
hey, do you think anybody realizes that it's April 1st?
Nah,
Nah. I don't think so.
for sure, no.
We had a few people message us. What the hell?
There's free spring water in VR also. You got to get one of those really nice couches like from Wally.
Yeah, if you're playing
Yeah,
VR, you can
yeah.
just eat whatever you want
Yeah.
from now on.
Oh yeah, dude.
Pizza.
Dude, Ryan, you got to tell the people how are you doing this? How do you have this career that has lasted for years? The people want to know. Before you step into VR, how has it been playing paintball in the real world? Before you go virtual.
Oh man, it's great. It's great. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of fun. They always say, you're either brilliant because you've been able to keep it up, or stupid because you've been doing it for so long?
I think you're only stupid because you've been doing it so long if you're not having success. So obviously,
there we go.
Been continuing to win and dominate. So yeah, you know, it's you'll move into the next phase soon enough. I don't think you're going to do very well in the VR world, but you know, we'll see.
What do you mean?
See.
I think that's probably where everyone
quick.
catches up.
Ryan's secret is he's always stretching.
I'm always stretching. Always
see.
Yeah,
stretching.
he's trying to sell stocks.
There's
His fingers are
there was
swinging the radio.
one time because like Ryan doesn't ever go to the gym, so I don't know how he stays in shape. But I left the house and I forgot something. I run back inside and I see him in his room doing push-ups, and I was like, I knew it.
Got him.
Got you.
Oh yeah, that's the oldest trick. He
I
works
actually
out a ton.
Don't do push-ups because they're bad for your shoulders, Scott says.
No, you were doing
Scott-
like crunches or something.
Crunches. I got to do something. When you got all those kids, you just got to get like something. All I want to do is eat. That's all I want to do is eat. But
I feel like that's nothing new though.
yeah.
That's
But if
nothing
you're
new.
just sitting around all day, you want to eat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
fat, so you got to do.
You gotta start getting the
You got to do a
cold
couple.
plunge
You
over
got to do a
here.
couple crunches. Yeah, I got to get out of the house. Is what I got to do.
That's true.
Gotta get out of the house. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're gonna continue this one, and then next week, you guys
all
can take
yours.
it from
We'll
here.
take over.
Yeah.
We've got
right.
we got Brad from Paintball Ruined My Life already scheduled, so we couldn't kick
dude.
him off and give him.
He's the best.
He is
is
good.
the best.
He's
Yeah.
Love his
it is.
content.
Yeah. So
Thank you for my the $1.50.
We might acquire him next.
Yeah.
why not? Why not?
No. Hey, happy April Fools, everybody. Obviously, it's a big joke. We're super grateful for Ryan. You guys are the best, man.
You
Playing
too.
along,
You
having
too,
fun.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. This is
Let's
awesome.
go.
Community.
Let's keep having fun.
Yeah,
man.
real quick. If we have time, I want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was a funny thing. Tyler is the AI overlord. So you know how we always thought Tyler was an alien?
Yeah, yeah.
I actually have come to learn that I believe he's AI. So I think he's like a Terminator from the future because
Yep.
he has been the AI overlord with graphics and like just dope stuff. Where I'm like, Tyler, where'd you get this? And he's like, I've got my
cooking.
AI. He's cooking. So he sent something pretty funny. If you're in the Discord, you saw it. But it was like the ice pickers. PTG acquires the ice pickers. It was like a team from Antarctica and this big old conspiracy thing. And I was like, hold on. Oh, we could cook with this. PTG acquires Spicka Span Show. And then the wheels just started rolling.
You had the
So,
logo
yeah,
looking good. Did you send him the logo?
Nah, come on.
Oh,
Young
you guys
Stevie's the
pulled
best
it,
in the
pulled
business.
it good. Look
Yeah.
good.
Young Stevie's the
Shout
best
out
in
to
the
Stevie.
business.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yep.
All
All
right,
right. Well, you
guys.
guys have fun, and everybody be
Thanks
safe
for
out there.
stopping by.
All right,
Love you
I'm
guys.
playing the alternate intro.
Oh, yeah, I want to see this.
Insane inside move by Marcelo
Here, yeah, we're going to
Marcotte.
leave so that we can see it on the show.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right, buddy. Later.
All right. So yeah, obviously it was a funny one. It was a funny joke, guys. Funny joke. So we'll just put our back up here. For those of you guys who are stoked on that, you know, you're a jerk.
It was like tight.
Tight, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
PGG's
Yeah.
live on Tuesdays.
We get to see.
Now they're like, shit. You might want to angle it towards you a little bit. But no, that was funny. Marcelo and I were talking crap to each other today a little bit about, did you see this? Hey, you hear this person quit? Hey, you hear this guy's playing for this and that? And he goes, I got something cooking for you right now. And then yeah, it was pretty funny. They were like, he was like, dude, wait till you see this. And I saw it. And then he goes, dude, we should come on your show and say it was a takeover. I got a couple calls and a couple messages, and guys, you can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Camille didn't give me. JT and GI did a really good job. Shout out to Yosh from Yosh Designs. He did a really good job of JT's April Fool's pranks. I don't know if you guys did you see the one with the thin frames coming out, all that stuff. That was a good one. I did manage to get Camille this morning, so that was nice.
Oh, you
that was
did?
nice. Yep. So we ran out of coffee. And so I said I made her coffee, but I just put a bunch of just tea, just a bunch of random teas in there, and just tea grounds, and then also coffee. So it absolutely tasted like horse crap. And then I put a bunch of milk in her coffee, so it like looked the same. And she drank it, and she was like, kind of didn't get it at first. So I got her. I want to get her. She doesn't put sugar in anything, so I can't really get her anything. But I'm gonna get her tonight with some sugar in the salt shaker. So I'm gonna completely ruin her dinner.
You used to have the spray thing, right? Or no?
What spray thing?
For the
spray bottle?
sink?
Yeah.
You could put the rubber band.
Oh, no,
around
I don't have that.
it.
Sorry, I don't have that.
For
That
some
was
reason,
good. Putting the rubber band or tape around the
if
spray
any of you guys have that,
I'm going to
you
get her
should
with the
definitely do that.
shower.
Oh, yeah, the shower.
I hit her with the shower nozzle. There we go. That's a good one. I can get Sloan with that, too. So, really quickly, we've got a long time been a long time fan of Paintball Ruined My Life and his content, and I think it's getting better and better and better, and it's pretty cool. We got Brad coming on here today, but before he jumps on, because he's in the waiting room right now, just want to give a big shout out to all of our show supporters. If you guys are just tuning into the show, especially PTG. I know you guys watch this every week. Thanks for commenting today. And really appreciate everybody for tuning in and supporting the show, dropping a like. All that stuff really does help algorithms and everything that we got going on here that we're trying to produce for y'all. We're trying to fight off the big dogs, so we gotta boost our numbers so that way we can keep you guys entertained. Otherwise, we got the big media moguls over there breathing down our necks to take over our time slot. And big shout out and big thank you to BFP Gear and Junior, sponsors Question of the Day. Also sponsors our next guest, Brad, and his show. Big thanks to the boys from NECTR who sponsored one of these. Yeah, that was a big one. One of these for the house, one of these for down here. We've got Pate Smith who's coming out. He's flying out on Thursday. Pate Smith Law.
Oh, I actually just talked to him on the way over here. He said he can't come.
Ah, bummer. Thought he was gonna come over here and do some check the place out for some insurance claims.
Yeah.
But big thanks to Pate and Pate Smith Law. We will be announcing the move of the event on the show very soon. Do we get that from Maddie and him? And then finally, Arfon and Gen X Global. You can get your pods this weekend at the event. I'm gonna try to go check out their factory because it's right up the road from SC Village if I have time.
Nice.
Maybe I can get in. Maybe they'll let me throw in a little bit of content from them because they're doing a really good job. Dude, these things are they're it's because of all the standing water. We had a lot of rain lately.
Well, they must have heard that PTG has bought us out, so they're trying to get
coming
in
in
here.
She's coming in here trying to get some blood. And where the guys hanging up. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring him in here. We're gonna get Brad from Paintball Ruined My Life, which I think is also it's right up there on the. There he is. Look at that. Does it work?
Mike.
Good question. Thank you, Kyle. Let's put you in the middle. Let's put you in the middle. Yeah, dude, you look good as always.
Good.
You're always standing. That's just like that was my first question that I wrote on here. Is like, are you always standing?
Yeah, certainly.
You're just cruising around. Just like I like it. We should do a show fully standing.
I don't know why I'm standing.
It's probably more.
Do you have one of
probably
those?
Healthier.
It is
for your posture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's for sure better. I don't know why. I used to sit down, and I don't know why I started standing though. I don't know.
Do you have one of the desks that kind of is like?
Oh yeah,
waist
for
level?
sure. Well, I got like a motorized desk, so it goes up and down.
Okay.
I used to have a crank, shit one from IKEA that was like, you have to fucking crank it. And I just never did it. I'm like, it takes like a minute and a half to get the thing up and down. So.
Oh man. Hey, and if anybody in the chat has any questions, and Brad, you have the chat pulled up on your side?
Yep.
Sick. Well, dude, thanks for coming on. Like I said, I've been a long time fan of the content that you produce because you put a lot of love into it. I think is the best way to kind of explain it. On my side, like you care about it. You put together an extremely good product. Kyle and I are like I got this is my note sheet here for the thing. I barely even got our sponsors written down. I got one sponsor written down out of 4. Because we're gonna talk about that. Kyle, when are you gonna be here?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people like the shoot from the hip kind of concept, and you incorporate a lot of that. But you have so much thought in the way you produce everything is just really top notch and high quality, and I think that's awesome.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched that best and worst of NXL Tampa.
Yeah, that was good
a week
too.
ago. It was really good.
Oh, highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, highlights are always hard because it's all dependent on if they get a good camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like someone could do something crazy, and it's like all they're doing is talking about it.
Did you
Like,
put
that's not a
those
good highlight.
highlights together? Did you have someone put them together and then you like did a review live?
Well, it's just from me watching matches. So, like, if I don't watch the match and something happens, like, most of the time I wouldn't see it, except for, like, Go Sports or NXL started putting more of their, like, highlights on Instagram and stuff. So
Yeah.
I can kind of find them that way. But generally, it's just me putting down the team names, the game time, and then I go back to Go Sports and just screen record.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
while it's full screen or whatever.
I
So
just
go
liked
back
how
and
you did it.
check
It was like very organic. It was like you're almost like you were like viewing it for the first time in a way, but you weren't. Like it didn't seem like kind of
Sure.
like pre-recorded that you
Nope,
knew what
I've
you were
seen
gonna
them.
say. Yeah.
For sure. Highlights. Paintball.
Yeah, and so actually, that's actually another good question. Do you produce everything? Do you do? Is it a one man show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're on there just because I don't see your hands moving. Like you're kind of there, and then all of a sudden the camera angles switch, or you're like something will happen. And you're just kind of just cruising, you know?
I don't know. I guess it matters when during live streams.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely stand.
No, I know. It's just, but like the graphics that you put up, and like for me, I'm like looking over here, trying to talk. Like, okay, what do I have?
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I do have a Stream Deck, so I have like a.
Yeah.
It's not plugged in, but I have like custom buttons to press to switch cameras and like do stuff.
Huh.
So kinda.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's it's great. I mean, like you do a really good job. What's your goal when you're for the week? Like, how many pieces of content do you want to do? Do you do like what's your day to day here?
Well, I'm bad. I mean, I'm so slow now. I feel like when I first started, I first started the channel in 2018, and did 3 videos a week.
Right.
Which was easy because I literally just sat there and would stare at the camera and just riff and then just chop it up. But now it's a whole crazy production. So like the most current videos where I've been doing this more dive into history or whatever, those ones certainly take a long time just because there's so much researching. Mm-hmm. And I've been spending more time on editing. I think my goal would be to be able to make one of those style videos in like 2 weeks. But that's that's working all day on it. That's like 8 hours a day for 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I mean we had Matt the Gym Rat on not too long ago, and he was like, yeah, I'm editing for 9 hours a day to produce like 1 video a week, and like bravo.
Oh, yeah.
That's just bravo to you guys. Man, that's heavy. Even when Kyle does like his little edits that come out great, and you're just so particular once you get into that editing mode, and you're like, I can't release this until it's ready.
Yeah, last night was like I used like AI for everything, and I was having it help me like try to schedule stuff or like plan how much time I should spend on each thing, because I can sit and like edit sound, just like sound design stuff for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, this doesn't matter this much. It would take me like 6 months to make a video at this rate. So I have to be fast now. I have to be faster for sure.
Well, and that's I mean that's a big thing these days, especially, right? Because people just you got to pump it out. Like you got to make sure. And you can tell too, because I know that your attention to detail and like how crisp all your stuff is just by how less exciting your background is than ours, or I would say less cluttered.
I like it. My friend Nate, wherever Nate's at.
I think I see him in here maybe.
He was like, you should help him with their lighting or like something, and I'm like, no.
Please.
No, like everything on YouTube and like everyone's so polished and perfect now. It makes it like less personal, and like it makes it far more authentic when you guys just like sit in front of a camera. You don't have like a $5,000 camera and all this crazy lighting set up. It just feels way more authentic So I like that, like, I don't want to say lower budget, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah, it's just more natural.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually gotten that a bunch before in the past. Like, people are like, yeah, I just like how it's just, it's more chill. It's this and that, you know. I always see, Kyle and I think of talking for a year and a half about moving the whole studio to the other corner of the garage and like making it look cool. We've got like some soundboards. We've got like a bunch of backdrop stuff. And then we kind of look at like all this and we go, well, hold on. Look at you. I mean, the whole garage is equally as messy as this whole area. So we're looking over there. We're like, okay, we're gonna have to build this out and we're gonna have to move all that stuff. And I think people like it.
Just keep it regular. It's like what you guys talk about in personalities and all that stuff is more important than like anything. Mm-hmm. It's like me wasting like half the time on sound design. It's like, no, like that's just dumb. The story and like all that stuff matters way more than anything else.
Yeah.
Verbal said sound design is the most fun, so rewarding when it hits.
I like it for sure.
Really?
Like that's why I could sit there and be like, oh no, I want to like this sound could be a little different or whatever. But yeah, at some point you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Like finish. I'm terrible at like social media though. I don't even like think about it. Like posting stories and reels and stuff. I'm like. I've given up. I used to try to be good at it, but it's just not who I am. It's just difficult for me.
Well, we can give you the one good program.
Yeah,
I just gotta do it.
The Opus Clips program is kind of makes the whole process much easier.
For sure.
Even though we can only seem to manage to muster like 2 posts a week. I say that it's easier, but we're like we just text like 10 different video things back and forth going, which one do you like? And next thing you know, it's already Monday again. We're like, just post anything.
That's how I feel about live streams and all this stuff. It's like, man, it's so ephemeral. Like you're just gonna have another one in like 6 days. Yeah. So it's like, who cares if it's the greatest thing ever? Sometimes they're gonna be good and sometimes they're not. Yeah,
and I mean, I think that's what's so great about how everybody's doing all of this content, right? Because it keeps everybody, because as we come into April, like April's our 5-year anniversary of doing all this, and yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? And one of the reason we started it was during COVID. There just was like we didn't want people to stop thinking and talking about paintball. Well, actually, shout out to Anthony and Lori, because they're like, we need to do something to keep people engaged. So we're making like these videos on like how to do at-home drills, and we were just like, because again, we needed it for our minds to go to stay sane also, because otherwise we're just gonna drink all the wine that they had in San Diego. And so we started this just to kind of like chit chat and BS about our drills and our daily this and that and what we're doing, and it just kind of this is what it has blossomed into, but everybody's doing paintball content and it's so good.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it's just evolved. I mean, that's the whole reason I started the channel kind of is because no one did it. It was like, there's just like lull and stuff. And now for sure. I mean, just the barrier to entry has gone down so much that it's just way easier now.
Well, that too. Yeah, that too, for sure.
Which is good though. That's a good thing though. Cause obviously, like for $10,000 cameras or whatever, it makes it impossible. But now people with phones and GoPros and whatever, it's just, it's easier.
It's just,
I don't really watch a lot of paintball stuff.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, people make stuff. I'm like, I watch you guys, and then PTG probably is the only thing that I'll like. And Go Sports when the like webcat's on. That's about it.
Yeah, because you need to get the segment clips for everything that you're talking about. But what you do really good, obviously you during your live show, I love this segment or the section you do where you're kind of like, you give the shine to the supporting show members, right? So you're like, all right, these guys are live for 30 minutes or whatever it is. You got all the banners rolling around. Again, I don't know how you're doing it all because your hands aren't moving. You're just like graphics are popping up and the screen's changing and you're showing all this stuff and you're just kind of standing there like this. And somehow like all that stuff happens.
Foot pedal.
You got foot pedals
in your pocket.
You got like blinks. It's like on gestures. But then you have like you said, more of the long form stuff with the reviews, which are super, super important for like new paintball players, like that's that's the content, and Matt the Gym Rat does a really good job of it. But that's the content that why I think is so important, because you merge, both of you guys merge the tournament aspect of it to keep the tournament players hooked and coming back. Then you have the intro to paintball stuff and like all these starter guns and these things, because it's helpful just for your channel because that's what people really consume, but it's helpful for all the starter paintball players, and it's like you kind of imprint on them right away, so they're like, dude, this guy's got it all.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right.
I mean, I've worked in paintball forever, so it's like working at the paintball store and talking about, what's the difference between CO2 tanks and compressed air. Like, I can answer every question pretty smoothly. So it certainly helped. I mean, that's the only reason I feel like I can do live streams. It's just been talking at the paintball store. So people ask a question, and it's a question I've been answering for, 20 years or something.
Good point.
And I need to make more. At one point, I was going to like totally pull off of making reviews and totally quit, but I probably will start those again. It's hard because it's like nothing happens, too. It's like, a new gun comes out once a year. It's like, okay.
Right.
You kind of got to find other things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know. We're here every week.
Yeah, we're here every week.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always like, damn, what am I going to talk about? Yesterday in a live stream, I was like, damn, I don't know. And I like was searching Google. I'm like, what's the like new paintball news? And like a picture of Jennifer Gardner and Ben Affleck came up, and I'm like, oh, we'll talk about that. It's like, I don't know why. We got to find something to talk about.
Well,
celebrities playing paintball.
Yeah, I mean that's always a big one.
Yeah.
It can be helpful.
Yeah, I think a lot of players. There are a lot of celebrities that play out in Arizona, I guess, of all places. That's like a big celebrity, because I guess during the wintertime and in the fall, it's like the weather's always good, so a lot of celebrities live out in Scottsdale and they play out at those fields out there, which is good.
Speaking of fields in the desert, this Aftershock Dynasty matchup seems interesting.
For sure.
All. I talked about that yesterday too. I don't know. I just there's been so many of these like people trying to start things and do things that I just hope it works and it like continues or something. I'm all about one-on-ones. I think one-on-ones are great. So
do you like the one-on-one format the best? Is that your favorite to watch?
No, I hate one-on-ones. Like, I don't want to play one-on-ones.
Right.
But 5-man's impossible to watch. So if we're trying to get people to watch, it's like, to me, it's got to be one-on-ones.
Well, that's a great point. Obviously because it's easier to follow. Sure. I would argue that it's super repetitious, but I guess so is the 5-man stuff too. But
sure.
so is tennis, right?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Tennis is like bang, bang, same thing over and over.
And that's what both Oliver and Brandon Short did, the one-on-one thing, the Pro Tour Paintball, which was, essentially the same concept as Oliver's.
What was Go Sports Ultimate Shootout?
Ultimate Shootout. See, that one was the most fun, in my opinion.
I liked it. I've always said that. You go on to Go Sports YouTube channel, and it has twice as many views as any video they've ever posted.
But that was also released during a time when there was no other paintball content going on, so everybody was kind of funneled.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's like a slight skew on the data there, but I think it was fun because again, you have like pomp and circumstance. There's like explosions and like cool little things like that to kind of hype it up.
Spectacle.
Yeah. Plus you have Mark Johnson and Yaya talking shit to each other. Like it's just great.
For sure. It was just fun. And I guess you can get that stuff in 5-man. It's just so hard to do 5-man like live. Like you never know what's happening.
Yeah.
We always talk about like getting people to watch paintball and it growing paintball by people watching. Do you really think it would grow if there was like a cool, I don't know, we always say it's a Netflix series, but do you think it would actually grow if it was like what we imagined as like being really good? Like series.
Yeah, it's funny. That's like the chicken and egg kind of concept, and I've talked to a bunch of people about it. We've had like a bunch of people on the show, and obviously love to get your take on it as well. But that's such a hard one to say because I've got a lot of people that said it's definitely you need to show the game first, and then create that type of concept, and then other people the opposite way, like create this concept show that pulls people in and teaches them about it and is exciting, and then show them the product. But I guess I'm a little torn because we've created the product a million times and it hasn't worked, right? It hasn't hooked anybody. It's still confusing to watch. But then I hear people like, someone commented on our show last week and was like, I'm from New Orleans. I don't know anything about hockey, but I'll like watch it because they're going to explain it. And after I watch it a couple times, it's exciting again.
It's also watchable.
It's all, yeah.
They don't have like thousands of hockey pucks.
Like watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like, it's like playing basketball with 5 basketball hoops and 10 basketballs or whatever. It's like, what the hell? Or you're going to have a guy with like 2 balls and you're like, do you look at that guy or the guy dunking? Or there's like so much like craziness happening. I always think paintball's like I like some weird sports. Like I'm into road cycling, so I'll like watch the Tour de France, like actually watch bike racing on TV. And it's boring as shit.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch that, but it's only cyclists watching it. And I feel like it's paintball. It's only paintball players watching.
Yeah. I feel like
it's
too,
like
you have
golf
to have
might
played,
be like that a little.
You have to have maybe played to some extent, even if it's just 1 or 2 times, to like understand kind of the speed and like adrenaline factor that goes into it that plays a big role in
just what it's like, right? We have no like, just like, oh, I know what it's like to look around the bunker at least.
Yeah.
Just little things. But there's plenty of people that, have never played football or basketball that watch, those sports as well. But they're just more self-explanatory to me. It's like, you can just look at it and tell what's happening.
You can kind of get it, pick it up relatively quickly. But I you could argue that the same thing with the problem is we've never really had any focus groups. I think that's like one of the biggest things, and I've always I'm always a big proponent of this when and if you can, and I've mentioned that to the league before, and pretty much anytime you come up with a product, you're like, hey, is the Dingbat, is that a great name for our new paintball gun? It's like someone's like, hell yeah, I want to say like Dragon Fang or something like that was like a concept that we talked about releasing for Field 1, and I'm like, is this a joke?
Fang Dragon Fang?
Yeah, the Fang Dragon Fang. Now it's in every single one of our name lists, and I'm like, okay, guys, this is probably not going to land on this, but at some point in time, someone within the company.
What about just Dragon Fang?
Yeah, Dragon Fang
instead of Fang, double
Dragon
Fang.
Fang. Yeah, I don't know. It's Fangs in there twice. But there's reasons that there's focus groups, and then someone doesn't just shoot from the hip, which is also
for sure
why the novice and amateur B and A thing was a huge flop, because they didn't run it by anybody.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that already.
No, that's good. Let's let that.
Yeah, that was so weird. I'm like,
shoot from the hip.
What the hell's the Elite Pro Division or whatever? I was so confused.
Dude, that was something else.
Focus groups would be a good idea. I'm surprised someone's done it. Planet Eclipse has probably done it. I bet GI.
Yeah, but not.
They don't tell anybody.
Well, yeah, you don't. You rarely. Well, you do internally, but that's the thing, right? Is I don't believe that we've done that for the current state, and I could be wrong, of the league's, concept, like the 5-on-5 X-ball format concept. We kind of just, hey, we're gonna try 12.5 balls a second this time.
Yeah.
And then the focus group are the players. And then they're like, hey, what do you guys think? Hey, you know what we're going to do? 2 10-minute halves. There we go. We're like...
It's fixed.
They asked me at the event, and I was like, I don't know, like, why,
Yeah.
And then they go, all right, cool, we voted against it. And then the semifinals, they're like, all right, we're doing 2 10-minute halves. It's like, okay.
It would have been cool in the webcast if they put replays and had a halftime kind of thing, which they kind of did, but they just talked
for 8 minutes,
which is okay.
I think it's the proof of concept for the next one, because they're going to need to charge their GoPros.
That's right.
That's basically
right.
what it is.
That.
Right?
Yeah,
we're going to need to
sure.
charge the cameras that we use, so we need 8 minutes to swap that out. And 2 10-minute halves will possibly produce more excitement, I guess. Right? So
I don't know. I mean, you guys are going to play 15, 15-minute halves in 15 balls a second.
Yeah.
in like Utah. That's going to be crazy. 15 is going to be crazy. Everyone wants to go back to 15. So at least we'll maybe be able to see it happen.
Dude, I just don't know if the current like just the capacity, the mental and physical capacity of the players these days can handle 15 balls a second.
What do you mean?
Well, I just feel like I mean, I'm not very tough, but like I played at 15 balls a second. I don't think a lot of people are like prepared. People get like really upset about bonus balling as it is.
Like 4 balls.
With 4 or 5 balls. Like imagine if
For sure.
you know,
You just
like
get shot with 25.
yeah, it's just you know, you're increasing the rate of fire by 50%. So if you wore it, like Clint Johnson's just gonna be running out of paint out there.
I wonder if people will be able to like play. I've always like thought, I'm like, so when we played at 15, 20 years ago, like the guns were worse, the paint might have been worse or the same, but players are way better. So it's like, I just put, is anyone going to run to the corners, or are we just going to have 5 guys like shooting back center?
Yeah, it might
That's
slow
what I
it
was
down
wondering.
a little bit.
I was like, 15
People are way better at bounce
crazy.
shots too, so it'll just
For
be
sure.
everyone behind bunkers getting shot.
It wasn't even a thing back then. Well, maybe. Remember the pins? People used to try to shoot off those little baby pins back in the
Oh
day.
yeah, the thin like trees.
Yeah.
This is actually funny. One of our scouts, Joey, was in the stands, and I guess no one announced to the people in the stands that it was 2 10-minute halves. So at halftime, people just started leaving.
I was like, why are they done?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Well, that's weird. I really liked, I think it was Joe Barrett's idea. He was saying that there should be like a announcer at the tournament. What do they call those people?
Yeah, and I think an announcer, right?
It's like a special name for it.
Sportscaster?
Yeah, broadcaster,
Yeah.
right? Sports broadcaster.
No,
like in
what
baseball
is it?
games, you
No,
know.
I know
there's-
what the name is. It's like
And a
the-
public address announcer.
Is that what it is?
I think there's a
someone
better name.
someone
That's what it
knows.
is.
So,
It's like the guy who calls out the names for the players at the basketball
They're like,
games or
let's go
whatever.
down to our on-field.
commentator.
There's another
MC.
word. No.
That's
Hype
kind of an
man.
MC though, because I want like, it wouldn't even be in the webcast, you know, it'd just be like a guy at the
Corresponder.
tournament.
Corresponder.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's one of the names that we got there.
One of those.
When do you play often?
Not really recently. I don't think I've played in like 6 months or 5 months, but before that, probably like every other weekend or something. Just play rec ball out at Capitol Edge Paintball Park.
Right there we go. Nice shout out.
Just kind of like dick around out there.
Right. You got to test. You got to make sure that you got to see what new stuff's out there. You see what the new gear
I
is.
know.
out there.
I kind of just used to play when I'd review guns. I'm like, well, I gotta use this thing, so I might as well go play paintball with it.
What is your what's your favorite gear? Like what would you? I don't think you're not sponsored. Are you sponsored by anybody? No, you're not. Like
Unfortunately.
what's your favorite kind of like setups that you've
The
used in the
EMEC.
past? Like you can EMEC.
Yep.
They're fun.
I use it all the time. They're cheap. I don't care if I drop it. It's like, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think it shoots just as well as like, you know, the higher end guns at this point.
It does.
And I just want to play mechanical. I mean, we're playing like 10 man and, you know, 20 on 20 rec ball, so I don't care. Yeah, so EMEC.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
I've got one right here. Like on the.
They're great.
You want to show it?
They're
No, I don't want to show
fantastic.
it. Don't show it. Don't. Oh, that's a good one. I wrote that one down actually. Go ahead. Keep going. That just reminded me of something.
I have a question that someone asked. I was like, what should I like have questions or something to ask?
Uh-huh.
And someone said, damn it, where'd it go? What was the worst product that either of you guys had to promote, but was like, well, let's reread this. What was the worst product they were forced to promote, but couldn't say anything about it?
Ooh,
Like,
that's
what's
tough.
That's a good one.
sponsored product that was terrible
It's tough because I feel like we could.
that you're currently using?
Oh, that are currently using? Well, we obviously can't.
That you're
Yeah, it's
currently-
definitely the JT Pro Flex. Those things are terrible, right?
Triad.
No, I will say.
With a Halo 2.
No,
what's with that?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I swapped one of my players' Halo Spires out for Halo 2 this weekend, and it rips.
I like my triad now.
Yeah, my triad now works great.
I like the
there
ergonomics of it.
there have been some products in like the past couple of sponsors where it felt bad because the products would wear down rather quickly, and I didn't like promoting specific stuff that I don't believe in.
There's like that HK Army Sonic and Speed. Those wear down. They're hoppers.
The TFX
That's just what made
the
you think of
TFX
that.
was really bad.
It was a little difficult.
That one was really difficult. They had the very first iteration worked really well, and then there's something they changed for the battery pack, and then it was just curtains.
Yeah, if
that was by far the best loader.
If you had a good one, you better hold on to that
loader.
thing.
That's why we all used those Pinocchios. Like, there's a reason we were using Pinocchios.
I would say one other frustrating thing. I mean, it wasn't like the worst. Well, I think about one of the worst products, but sometimes the rotors with paint, like everyone else that was using the same paint was fine, but they would jam.
Yeah,
by certain paint, and I'm like, how is no one else jamming? And like, this loader works fine.
I will say though, with that being said, you know, one of the things that has been really great about pretty much all sponsors that we've worked with, and I'm talking from when I was sponsored by JT, working down there in San Diego in 2001 or 2002, is feedback was implemented really quickly, right? And so if there's ever a thing, you know, I was actually just on the call with JT about kind of changing a couple little sew patterns on the pants to make the pants a little bit more durable, right? Because obviously we're as tough as it can get on products, and everybody has been really responsive, and it's actually really cool because I think one of the biggest things as a sponsored player is to keep feedback, especially negative feedback, internal, and send that to your rep or to your like your point of contact within the company, and make it constructive. Don't say, I hate this, I don't like this, this thing sucks. There's got to be a reason why you believe that it sucks. Like, hey, these pants are you know, here's a fail point here, and I feel like we can change this, and this can be better. This is my, you know, my 2 cents here on this. And then eventually, yes, it sucks, and here's what I would recommend. Yeah.
Trio said ions. I had an ion. Mine was great. Like when I was young.
Oh, I remember the ion.
Yeah.
Ryan probably didn't play with an ion, huh?
No.
Someone said that they thought you had played a tournament with an ion.
No, Angel Fragoza played with
the Epiphany.
Epiphany. That one was bad. And honestly, dude,
Alex might have played with it too.
I don't know.
Maybe once or twice, but I remember for sure Fragoza definitely led for like 2 years.
Fragoza had his real, like, he had a deal with them.
I was gonna ask that. How does that work? Because, like, you know, if you're on a pro team and you're like, oh, we're sponsored by Smart Parts, it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna use the cheap gun. Be like,
well,
no, you're probably gonna choose the better one.
Yeah, it's promotions, right? So Diesel, some of you guys use Shocker, some of you guys use Luxes, and that's kind of like it, because a lot of times they'll make a very comparable, you know, gun that's competitive on both ends, and you guys can choose. And they're like, hey, I'd like, you know, we want 50% of your guys to shoot these.
Yeah. Mouse has been using, he has both. He used the Shocker mostly at this last event.
Shocker. I can't do it. My hands are too big. It makes me feel like I'm like holding some weird, I just can't do it.
Oh, you know what I will say that I have a little bit of issue with, that it doesn't seem like it would be hard to make? Squeegees that go through your barrel. That are not too big for the barrel. I don't know how that's a common problem.
Like swabs? You have to like really shove them?
That's not even one particular company. That's a lot of companies.
Yeah.
The squeegee is a little too big.
Or the Reds ones that you wash one time and it shrinks like it's a It
Can we get somewhere in the middle?
Small.
Like the Reds, the material that was on those Reds ones, those are my favorite, but they're too thin. And then the other ones don't go through the barrel, so I'm just not sure what to...
What do you got over there? Let's see it.
Now they're all like huge.
Maybe I need to make some.
Those ones right there, those things don't fit into the barrel.
You got a barrel?
For sure.
Yeah. You got
oh yeah.
We'll probably
grab them all. Grab a bunch of bore sizes. Let's bore that sucker. I can wear barrel swabs. There it is.
Yeah, maybe I need to make them.
This could be your new. This could be a segment in your thing. Okay. Yeah, that's super good to do on field right there.
Or even better when they're
Damn,
they're
that
too
is true
thick.
though.
They're too thick. They're too thick, and then when you pull it out the one side, the middle part gets stuck in the barrel.
That's
It's also, I mean, swabs have always been weird though, because you think like if you break paint down this barrel, all you're really doing is like
Pushing it down
shoving the paint to the back of the gun and then pull it out, and it's like there's a little bit
Yeah, the rest of it's just sitting in your eyes.
just in the back of the gun.
Well,
I
that's
always need to use a pull through or a straight shot.
those ones were good, or the squeegee that had like the one on one side and the fluff on the other. That's
Oh, yeah.
clever design.
That
It really
like
is.
it's like a cable. Make it old school.
I mean, we had an idea of like making like a cotton swab ball, where you basically like take your loader off real quick and like shoot out the feed neck, but like pull a couple of these things out of your pocket, pop, 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 and then shoot out a couple Q-tips out of your barrel. Yeah.
It'd be fluffy flying stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you like the big rubber barrel socks, or do you like?
No,
like
I can't stand
I
those
don't
things.
either, because I like
Yeah,
to keep
yeah.
mine in my pocket. I don't want to throw it on the ground and then lose it.
Yeah,
Just wanna
someone
throw it-
steals it. Actually,
Yeah.
You don't lose your barrel condom on the ground.
Yeah.
Someone jacks it. That's
Yeah, I
what-
can't handle those rubber things.
Yeah, they're-
it's just too big.
Yes,
yeah,
I
it just
agree.
feels like I have this huge thing in my pocket. I'm like, for sure. The Exalt, I think, started that. The bayonet.
Yeah, I mean it's cool though because you can there's good branding on it. Like it's cool.
For sure.
People like them. It's a big added value thing. You know.
I know people really do buy those things. Though.
Yeah, they love them.
They really do. It's like someone's liking them. We were talking about. You said, what were we talking about? Marketing, like what the hell do
R&D,
you call that? When you like talk to people and you ask them questions.
Q&A.
No.
Oh.
We were literally just
focus
talking
groups.
about it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about. I just thought of this like a couple weeks ago on the live stream. I was talking about something in paintball, and I was just talking about new players, and it's like I've talked to thousands of new paintball players. You know, from people coming into the store, and I would bet that 85 to 90% of them want like nothing to do with airball. They're all like, let's go play woods ball and rec ball and
For sure.
whatever. That's why I feel like it's weird to like, if the industry is like focusing so much on like improving tournament paintball, which is a good thing, but I think we should be somehow focusing more on just getting new people to play. I don't know what that is. I don't like have an answer.
I agree.
It's just been like that for 15 or 20 years. That it's like tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I agree with you 100%. I think that one of the things that needs to happen though, and again, like there's always going to be, that's like saying that a lot of people just drive their cars on the road and then they'll go, like some people go to the racetrack and then some people are driving NASCAR and Formula One. Right, there's always going to be this high octane version of everything.
Oh, for sure.
And the competitive side. But you're right, and I think that's also why I think that like a lot of the companies that do both, that dabble in both. Whoops, sorry. End up, being very successful because you still want to allow those 15%. Because when the 15% of the people that are playing tournaments are playing like multiple times a month.
For sure.
There's a lot of weekend warriors, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, I remember going out to Pendleton, and there was a guy and his son that would come out and play every single Saturday or every single Sunday, one of the days, and that's very common, But there's just something about the tournament players that just increases that level of competition that people need.
For sure.
Humans need that like extra dopamine dump right there.
Yeah, it's like I think about saying that, and it's like, yeah, but when I was, 18, it's like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go play tournaments and play airball and do all that stuff too. So it's like, while I say a lot of new players don't, I don't think I did either when I first started, and I played probably a few times, and was like, oh wow, tournaments are like airball or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like now too there's not as much incentive to actually like want to play pro, because at that time in 2000 or whatever, it was so exciting. Paintball was just so exciting. Like right when you guys started. And then now it's like,
well, maybe
you guys were traveling the world and like,
yeah,
maybe we were going to make money. And now it's like, yeah.
You know, and that's why I was actually kind of glad that a couple of these, you know, big owners are ponying up to kind of pay a little bit of loot. I know it's like it gives a little bit more hope for some of the kids, some of the youth that are coming into it. They're like, there is a possibility that I can make some money. But you're right. And do you think that paintball content has ruined that? Because
what do you mean?
So what I mean is, so if Dynasty goes to SC Village or, you know, one of our local fields, ASG or wherever we're gonna go, in practice, it's like, oh, there's Dynasty again. Like we're not as special here as if we went to a field in Europe, or if we went to a field on the East Coast, or if we went to the field somewhere else, because we're more readily available here, right? Now, when you can see us every single week, you see Ryan Greenspan, like, I don't want to talk to that guy. I see him every single Tuesday. He's a jackass, you know? Or I've watched his videos on BKI. I've done this. I've seen these guys play so much. Whereas before, the only way that you were going to see a pro, or like the reason you were like, man, this is so cool, is you had to pick up a magazine, or you had to go buy a Dirter video, or you had to buy a Trauma Head video or VHS. You had to like consume the content, and everybody was a little bit more mysterious.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
I think that's true with everyone though. Like, you know, you think about like real celebrities, like real famous people, and it's like 30 years ago it'd have been crazy to see like Brad Pitt, but now it's like, you know, I saw he was whatchamacallit. I saw his like Instagram shit earlier today.
Yeah.
It's just not like as appealing.
There it is.
I also think that like, and that's just because of the internet, and it's just made people like more accessible, and which is good too, you know, because like back in the day it was like, oh, I can't find out information about like my favorite paintball players. But now it's like you can follow them. We also did, I think, a much better job at building like stories around people. We're going back to that thing, but I don't know.
Stories.
I was just like, I hate like Dynasty, you know, like not the only reason you guys are like famous or paintball famous. I don't know. I totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna say it's not the only reason you guys are paintball famous, but a lot of those old documentaries and stuff like really made people like fans of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can do that nowadays. I don't know. I mean, like the Tauntaun documentary that just came out was really good. The Paintball Fit one that just came out was really good, but there's too much content, so no one's watching it.
Well, that, and it's hard. And actually that's a question I had for you. You know, it's like, so Verbal's in here too, and Verb supports the show quite a bit, and he makes a lot of content. I like his little follow the ball stuff that he does right now. You know, one of the things though, it's like, and I think he's a good example of this. He'll like, if he gets like a couple good bunkerings, you know, he can put 10 bunkerings into a YouTube video and get more, like, and it would take him an hour to make like to find the footage, to put it up, and just no major edits, just plop, here you go, here's some highlights, and he'll get, you know, let's just arbitrary number, 25, 30, 50,000 views, right? He could spend countless hours doing interviews and tweaking the sound and color adjusting and create this 10-part documentary over the whole season that, again, takes him days and weeks of editing, and then it's like each one gets 6,000 views or 12,000 views. It's like when your art house pieces, and you know this, right? When your art house pieces are like, you put so much into it, and then you're like, all I need to do is show them what, you know, like that I have 2 guns in my gear bag and I carry this, you know, stick of deodorant.
For sure, dude.
You know, like, and some tape, you know?
Sure.
You're like, oh, man. Right?
It's really hard to make people care about stuff.
There it is.
And it's like that real short stuff is like, I don't know. It's so hard to even like, with like YouTube shorts and, I don't know, Instagram reels and stuff. It's so like,
just instant gratification based.
It's really just algorithms. So it's like hard to even like say why something did well, or I don't know. But people definitely don't want to watch, like, I don't know. There's always like a contradiction though, because I'm like, people don't want to watch long form stuff, but like, you know, people are watching this, and then there's other 2-hour long YouTube videos that people are making that get millions of views and stuff, so people want to watch it. It's just,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's it, right? You're like, so what do you do? Like, how do you deal with creating content that flops? Like, what kind of notes do you take? And what would you consider? Do you consider a flop? You know.
Say that again.
Like, how do you deal with, and like, what do you learn from creating a piece of content that you would consider flops? Like, what would you know? Because again, you could create a piece of content that has 700,000 views. You could create a piece of content that has 10,000 views, and you're like, oh, I just spent the same amount of time on each one.
Oh, for sure.
Like, do you think? And it's not like your videos aren't like, oh, I got somebody getting kicked in the nuts, you know, like, haha, that's gonna get a lot of views. It's like some pieces stick and some pieces don't, you know.
It's really, I think, it's so dependent on each one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with YouTube, it's all about titles and thumbnails. So if you get people to click and then you can keep them around for 30 seconds, they'll probably stay for a while. So it's really just about getting people to click.
Mm-hmm. Get that hook.
Like, I for sure like have probably the most popular video I ever made was called like the illegal paintball guns or something.
Yeah,
I forget the exact title name.
Illegal guns that transform paintball.
That one did well for like a few reasons. Obviously, it's like all banned. The thumbnail's kind of crazy and the title's intriguing. But then there's so much nostalgia in it too. I mean, I call that like nostalgia bait. That's what I've started to call it.
I like it.
Where like, you know, a DM4 is on the thumbnail, so it's like, oh, people feel all nostalgic for it. And a lot of the newer videos I've made, I think, are like that because they're like history based.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to show videos from 20 years ago or whatever it is. But every video is different for sure. Why stuff doesn't do well.
I mean, we just did this our Tigerware video that's a really good video. I'm not just being biased, but it was a minute. It was a minute and a half. We posted on Instagram, and I like looked through the insights. It's like average watch time 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's too long for Instagram.
Like,
oh shit!
But it's had total of like 9 hour, almost 10 hours of total watch time. But average watch time is 7. I'm like, it's wild.
It's too long for Instagram.
Yeah.
That's it. And those guns were banned because they didn't sponsor Europe, right? Is that what my guess?
It's just
illegal, weren't they?
It's like mainly about like illegal cheater boards and stuff
just
like
how
that.
fast they would shoot.
Well, so the funny thing is, Bob Long guns were not allowed in the Millennium series because they didn't sponsor the Millennium series. So if you had Bob Long gun, out. That's what they say. Out, Bob Long gun.
What year was this?
It was when we were playing in the mid 2000s.
I literally finished a Bob Long video today. So I'm like all this information. I'm like, what?
Yosh and Alex would know because it was always a funny joke because the European refs wouldn't tell you until the point starts.
I like that.
So they would all stand there and like they had this rule also about stickers where they could only have a sticker like exactly two inches by 2 inches.
Sure.
So they would stand there and watch you and you'd be lined up and it'd be like 10 seconds. And then as soon as you'd say go, they'd be like, out, sticker, out, Bob Long gun, out.
Bob Long gun. That's funny.
You're like, hey, asshole, like you didn't want to tell me before when I was walking on and chronoing, you're going to be like, hey, you can't use that gun here? You're just going to let me walk on the field?
Yeah, that's bad
these.
Referees. That's
Those
like
A-bomb
a guy
intimidators.
having fun. I'm going to pull this guy out.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, that was a big thing.
That,
back in
or
the
if
day,
you want to
like,
burn the clock, you can get
It had to have been 2002 or 2003.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, like it was the early 2000s when we were going over there quite a bit. That's when it was
crazy.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, like how crazy they were on just like these stupid little nitpicky rules. Like Manfred.
Millennium used to be great though. It looked so good all the time. I think like I was watching a 2001 video earlier, and it's just like, man,
it was amazing.
The grass is like perfect, and you can see like the city in the background and shit. I'm like, man,
they really set the bar and the standards for how paintball should be portrayed.
Laurent or Laurent? How do you pronounce that guy's name?
Laurent.
Laurent, there you go. Sorry.
Yeah. He's still around because he owns Sup Airball, so
Yeah,
he's still around, which is pretty cool.
How like
That's funny.
I feel like Bob was just pumping out all these guns with a bunch of different milling. How is it that hard to?
Well, that
do
was his thing. Well, he owned machines. I know this because we own his machines now. But he owned machines, and his big thing was just make 50 guns and then pump them out, and it's a new 50 or 100 guns.
It
I
was
just feel like
crazy.
it's way
Yeah,
harder
it's cool.
now for people to make different milled guns.
Yeah, the process takes forever. I don't know. Too many focus
It's
groups.
probably also because it's like, I mean, with the Bob Long guns or the Field 1 guns, if they're made here, it's probably a little easier to turn like 100 bodies out rather than like order a bunch from Asia, maybe.
I wish that were the case, man. We got a gun company, and that's not.
It's more
We have
expensive,
his
for
gun
sure.
company, and it's not that easy. Like I don't know. He had some secret trick that he didn't tell us about. We didn't get that trade secret when we got the.
You got to team up with National Paintball Supply.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know,
think
like
it
if
is.
you even like with like Planet Eclipse,
Kinda.
right? Like if you want your own custom milled gun, it's like a pretty big.
It's a process.
It's a process, and
a
you have to buy
process.
a lot.
You got to buy a lot.
I think the last team gun they did that was like custom milled was probably like the Impact 3.5 or something. They had,
Yeah,
like,
now
the double championship gun.
The double championship.
DC.
Hey,
something.
That thing's pretty sweet. Have you any of your speaking of banned, have any of your videos gotten banned? Do you show you don't show any paintball guns live on your show?
Live, it depends on what it is. It's so random. Like, I definitely got taken down when I showed the EMF 100, the Planet Eclipse MagFed gun. But that looks like an AR-15, so it's like a nice deer with like a rifle.
Oh yeah, that's.
But most of the time, paintball guns are okay. I always hold them like weird, so you can't see the like trigger frame kind of too.
Oh.
Kyle holds it up to my side of my head.
They have to be colored, I think, too. If they're colored, they kind of can identify they're a paintball gun.
No,
But if
we've
it's
had
black-
both. We had a black one that looks like a real gun, and then a colored one.
It's not here. I didn't look for it back there. You can't even find
Yeah,
it.
I've only had a trouble once, and I'll be like switching the camera like this and be like,
we gotta
talking
get you-
about paintball guns and stuff. So I like legit show them sometimes.
Really? Live or
Yeah,
Damn.
for sure.
Wow.
dude? What?
I think it's just because they're
You
not
can't be
sure
holding
what
it.
you're holding. So
You
they're
can't be like holding it like this.
Oh, maybe you show it over the top.
I probably even should put my
can't be
fingers like
Kyle's
that.
like this with
Don't
me. He's
do
like,
that.
"Dude, here you
You
go.
would
Check this
probably
out."
get us
Check
kicked
this
off
out.
of this.
He's like that hand.
Finger guns.
You might get in trouble for that.
That's how worried we are about getting banned. That's how worried.
Stop.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah, I don't know even what happens though, because I didn't get like in trouble. They just like kicked me off.
No.
Well, I couldn't do a live stream for like 24 hours
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Only once though,
Yeah. It's happened to us twice.
thankfully. I've gotten kicked off for like music, playing copyrighted music, which
There
is
we
crazy.
go. Attaboy. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
My new problem is that I made a dynasty. I guess it's not a new problem. It was like last month I did. I was gonna make a dynasty video. I'm like trying to look up the title. I don't remember what I was gonna call it, but it was about how you guys beat Aftershock to win the World Cup in 2001. But the only footage I could get was from Trauma Head, and then we couldn't come to an agreement on me using the footage.
Wait, for real?
Yes, but it's done. The video is completely done. So if you're a channel member for Paintball Ruined My Life, you can watch that video. But only members.
Man.
It was kind of frustrating.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I've talked about it a lot.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear
Just
that.
because it was so annoying to me.
Yeah, because you
it's
made it
okay.
and you're like, ah.
That's the problem. I was like, God damn, I made this whole goddamn video and like, oh well. I just don't use Trauma Head footage anymore. It's just kind of weird because
Just send it.
these companies have been out of business for 20 years, so I didn't think anyone would care.
Yeah.
The problem is you asked,
That was the problem.
and they're
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, yeah, you gotta pay us for that.
What's that saying? Better to ask
Better
for
ask for forgiveness."
than permission.
Yeah, I shouldn't have asked. I'm always trying to be nice.
That was nice
but
of you. That was nice of you.
I just don't be nice
Just
anymore.
fire it off and then be like, "Oh, dude, I thought we had a thing," and then just take it down. So
Oh, I
at
didn't
least
even know
somebody
you
sees.
guys were.
I didn't know you guys are serious. But at least it's getting very good. It's got very good
Reviews.
It's got very good reviews so far. BFP Gear really likes it. They got to say that because they sponsor us both. But I believe it's good too. The video is good. Denzel Patterson says it's good.
It was long.
It was long. There it is. There's one of the ones that you put all that love into.
It was 17 whole minutes.
Oh man,
I want to try to make 30-minute videos though,
that's
but I
17
feel like I'm
hours
padding
in editing side.
That was more than that,
Yeah,
for sure.
17 days.
It's like, I mean, it's probably like 17 minutes editing time probably computes to like, I mean, every minute's probably 4 hours or something like that.
Oof.
5 hours?
Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
it is.
It's really hard to find the clips. That's the hardest part. I mean, good luck finding like videos from 2002 of like, you know, whoever. It just doesn't really exist.
You should hit up Brad Mon. Did you talk to him ever?
He's probably got old stuff, huh?
Dude, we've got it all. Once the Iron Kids documentary drops, just rip all that.
So All That Matters is currently out, and the Iron Kids documentary, when's that planned?
I think it's planned for May, which is next month.
Okay.
So we're gonna do. So we've got the Dynasty Champions Club annual members are gonna get a private screening before anybody else.
I like it.
That's gonna be cool.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't there talk about like something in the Bay Area, like a something?
There's for sure gonna be a Bay Area. So if
I
you're
like that.
if you're a top tier, I have like the pitch deck somewhere over here. But if you're a top tier like sponsor of the movie, then you get a private screening in your area for like 100 people. So they find like a little theater, and then bring a couple of us out, and then we're all gonna hang out. And
So cool.
yeah, so I think Roy is gonna have one. Roy Richards is gonna have one out in North Carolina in May. We're gonna have one. Probably it's got to be one in the Bay Area because Alex.
I really like it.
Yeah,
I remember going to like the Dirter premieres back in the day. They had like 2 or 3 of them around here. They're so cool. It's just neat. It's kind of like reminds me of like the Summit Awards. It's just really cool to have something like away from the paintball field that's paintball related.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's a cultural community thing. It's cool.
Speaking of events, do you ever travel to events? Do you ever come to like World Cup or like?
Last tournament I was at was 2018 Vegas.
Okay.
Been a while.
It's been a while.
There's just no reason to go.
Oh,
I mean,
come
really.
on. Come on. That's not the right attitude.
It's true.
We need to get you up in the booth.
Yeah, they wanted me to announce the like semi-pro WNXL this year, but that didn't work out either.
Okay. Yeah,
I just asked for too much stuff from people. And they're like, yeah, I don't know.
That's
I was like, I don't know any of these teams.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
It's tough. It's tough. Oh, you did a World Cup with BFP Gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did go to World Cup. That was the one time I went and like actually filmed stuff or worked. That was crazy, dude. We literally would like stay up till 2 a.m. and I would edit and then get back up at 6 and go back to the field. It was fun though.
Yeah, I mean,
but
those are fun.
I couldn't do that now.
No.
My standard's way different now.
I see. That's good, man. See, that's such an important thing, right? Because it's hard to bring yourself down to our level of content creation. No, but it's such a great. It's refreshing, right? Because it shows that people care, and I think that's incredibly important. I mean, we care too, which is also why we've been doing this for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
But like, it's so important that like people care enough to like, hey, I'm gonna give you a good product, right? Like that means something.
It's very difficult in paintball too because there's like zero incentive. So I mean, yep.
That too.
It's like I don't know why we're doing this, but we are. Like I could just go be a assistant manager at the grocery store and be better off, you know? Like I don't know. I care just because I don't want to make crappy things. Like you know, if I'm making it,
that's
I
right.
want it to look not terrible.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, that's why Kyle does such a good job. That's why it takes so long for Kyle to pretty much do anything. Is because when he does it, it's like done very well. Yeah, done very well.
You gotta just do it.
Yeah, you gotta do
That's
it.
my
you gotta care.
problem.
You gotta do it. And you gotta care.
Not care too much though.
Not too much.
The right amount.
Hey, what store did you work in?
I started working at Predator Paintball in Sacramento in 2004, and then I purchased the store in 2012, I think, and then I sold the store in 2018.
Nice. Wow.
Yep.
And what do you do now? Just straight just
YouTube right now.
YouTube. Hell yeah.
Content creator? I don't know.
Content creator.
Like that.
That's actually, it's funny because I had that written down, and then Junior. So Junior, obviously, we give him a big plug because he's a Dynasty sponsor. He sponsors PB Fit guys. I don't know why.
They stole your brand placement.
Those guys are stealing everything from us. And no, they're great. They're great. They're great.
I'm making a video on them next.
Don't give them too much shine. Like, let them. Come on.
We'll see. I mean, shit. You gotta think like they've done what you guys did.
Yeah, and it's
better.
Awesome.
Maybe.
And, you know,
because they won the first World Cup, and you guys won first World Cup. But then they won the tournament after World Cup.
Ooh,
did you guys win that?
I see. But a couple of them have played pro before.
That's fair. So did Rodney.
Okay. Yep. Like I shouldn't be giving you the facts after you just did the 2001 video.
I know. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah, you're like, well, you know, I got some stats for you right now because I literally just finished your video
3 months ago. I'd have been like, sure.
No, you're right. I mean, and you know what I like is the guys are super down to earth, really cool, and they love paintball, and they're all doing it for each other.
I remember I was watching when you were saying something was yelling something crazy in the stands. What were they yelling?
Oh, she was great. Yeah, there was a big mix-up.
Well, like some racial slurs or something
so
crazy.
there were some people in the stands that were yelling racially motivated things at each other during our match, not directed at us, directed to each other and the fans. There's a PB Fit lady, mom,
just a bunch of white guys. Well, I guess it's not so much just white guys anymore.
Yeah, we're culturally
a little more diverse.
No, but then there's a lady that always heckles the other teams, and she was great. She was like saying some, I thought, pretty funny things to me, particularly, and I thought it was great. It was all in good fun and humor. Mm-hmm. So there was a mix-up that when I said I really enjoyed, I think that some people just don't listen to everything. It's kind of like they read just the title of the magazine and they don't want to read what the rest of it is. Oh, yeah. So some people shut off their brains once I started talking about them. But she was saying some stuff that I thought was great and it was funny. And then simultaneously, or maybe later, but during the match, there were some other people talking shit to each other and it was racially motivated. So my comments were like, hey, don't be dickheads, be classy, and don't be racial. Like don't be racially motivated when you're talking shit to people. Nothing of that was directed to us, but her comments I thought were great and they're funny. Some of them are tasteful, some of them are, you know, not the best material, but we've all been there. And completely separate, but at the same time. But separate people, separate entities. So they were.
I was wondering if someone was like yelling crazy like stuff at the players. I was like, that's wild.
I think that it's happened, but not to like that extent. Yeah. So basically, a player came up to me as we were walking out and was very, very emotionally disturbed, and was explaining his situation and how he was attacked in the stands to me, as if I were to have been the one who did it. And I was like, look, I don't know. I don't condone this. It's not me. I don't know. I was just on the field. I don't know what's going on. So I wanted to express that after the event while it's fresh in my mind that somebody had been treated poorly. And I thought that was pretty low.
Sure.
However, it wasn't the lady. I've said that a million times, but they were.
It's just paintball's such a small community.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just
like everyone's gonna know who you are, asshole.
Yeah, the guy was just a douche. Thank you, Doc. That's exactly what I wanted. I should have said that from the beginning.
Douche.
Yeah. So anyway, but back to the question that I had from Junior because he does a question of the day here from BFP Gear. What did you enjoy most about owning a paintball store before transitioning to the paintball content creation? He's probably watching this from his store like right now, so he's probably like, tell me what I enjoy.
Talking to people, 100%. 100%. That's the only thing that like I missed leaving, because I talked to people all day long, and then like selling the store, it went to like hanging out and talking with people 8 hours a day to like boop, like nothing. So that was for sure the hardest part for me to deal with too, and the part I liked the most was talking to people, I guess. But I didn't really realize that until it was over.
Man, that's so funny, because like that's, if you were to ask Kyle what his favorite thing about working at a paintball store would have been, is not talking to people.
For sure.
But that explains a lot, right? Because that would explain the transition. Like, you kind of have to fill that void somehow, and so you're like, I gotta start talking.
Yeah, it was selling the store was a huge transition, because it went from like working 60 hours a week to literally almost nothing the next day. It was such a weird time, and then COVID happened like a year later, and it got all weird. Yeah. Owning a paintball store,
what's it like?
I don't know. I didn't like it. I liked it because it's like, I know I don't have a real job, so it's not like I'm like filling out reports or anything.
Right.
But I just hated dealing with because I had employees, so it's like it sucks dealing with taxes and licensing, and I just became like a business manager owner, and I just didn't like it. Mm-hmm. I thought I'd like it more, but I think I didn't like having the physical place too, because it was so much like stress and work. I don't know, something like that. Paintball store.
So this is a great one. And so, how did you come up with the name Paintball Ruined Your Life?
Well, there was obviously that shirt back in the day, the Paintball Ruined My Life shirt, and then it said, "But it was worth it" on the back. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Was it from owning the store? That's what Marcus asked.
No, that's apparently Oliver came up with that shirt.
Oh, really?
That's what Alex said. FRAIGE said that. Yeah, he told me that. I think.
Interesting.
But it was an old JT shirt. And yeah, I don't know. I followed a bunch of it was orange.
Uh-huh.
Oliver's wearing it in Jawbreaker 3.
Okay.
If you remember. I just have all this I have all this
videos as you do.
I know I have all this knowledge on my brain. And it just was funny. There's a bunch of NBA blogs that were kind of jokey, funny names, and I was like, I don't know. That's kind of maybe true and not true. It's like a jokish kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorta.
I think it's cool. I like it. I think it's
Paintball
it's
Ruined
good.
My Life. It's just so long.
It is long. It's a mouthful. It's a paintball. That's why they didn't give you the award, actually.
Then I get pointed at and be like, "Hey, it's the Paintball Ruined My Life guy." I'm like,
yeah. And then by that time, you've already walked away. You can't even hear it. You're like, "Hey,
they
Paintball Ruined My Life guy."
Given you the award. It's crazy that PTG they won twice, right?
Yeah, that's why we partnered with them.
Is it? I saw that. That's funny. Is it fan voted only though, or do other people vote on those awards?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's all.
We didn't share anything. That was a big mistake.
Neither did I. I told people to vote for you guys. So
I voted for you.
I know. I appreciate.
I voted for you, and I voted for Colt Lukow.
I didn't actually vote for anybody because I tried to do it live, and then went to the vote thing and it was broken.
Yeah, Kyle went to vote for us, but then it was already timed out, which is very indicative. Very indicative to Kyle's
Monday morning after the tournament. It's we can still vote, right?
I was like, oh,
yeah.
All right.
Kyle tried to vote yesterday.
Have they released the winners yet?
Yeah, and they're already done. They're good. The voting has happened, and it's the awards have been given out.
Someone said I'm echoing.
Dude, you gotta come to an event. You gotta come to the event.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, there's just got to be a reason for me to go. I'm like, okay.
Dude, you're a paintball content creator.
I know, but what do I do?
What do you do?
Just go there and
imagine,
out.
You could be. What if you were the sidelines guy?
I would do
correspondent.
that.
Yeah, the correspondent, the sidelines correspondent,
sideline reporter.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And I kicked around well, actually, it wasn't even my idea, but I think Nick Laval kind of pitched it a little bit. It was how cool would it be to have a a free version of Go Sports that was on YouTube, where they only had a couple of sideline angles, and then they had like a different dedicated host each day or the whole time, right? So you could go there, and it's promoting the event and promoting all the stuff. And if you want like all the cool stuff and the commentary and like la da 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 da, and so say you're the guy on the sidelines, or at least one of the guys on the sidelines, you can be like, yeah, it's Brad from Paintball Ruined My Life here, and you could be like, we're on the sidelines with so and so, we're doing interviews in the pit, we're doing all this cool things, and you get to keep the footage so you can kind of like use it for whatever you want. That could be one of your asks, you know. And then they would cut to you every so often, and you can be like, yeah, sign up for the thing, and you know.
I would totally do it.
Buy my G1 foam and like all this stuff.
They gotta pay me though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not telling you to do it for free, pal. I'm not a corporate shill trying to get you for bottom dollar here.
It's like they wanted me to do the like semi-pro one, and I was like, they just wanted to fly me out, and I'm like, man, I can't like work for 3 days and just waste a bunch of time.
Yeah.
And it's like I have to learn all the players and teams. I can't even tell you one semi-pro team. So I'd have to like study all this stuff, and like I'm not just gonna wing it.
Right.
You know, I want to know who people are, and like.
Yeah.
But I get that they don't have a budget at all.
You want to create a good show.
Yeah, I don't want to wing it.
Yeah, you don't want to wing it.
Those people deserve it too. I mean, everyone WNXL and the semi work super hard too. So it's like they deserve that like recognition or quality or whatever.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's also, again, it shows, it's a testament to the content you create, and that you do care, and that you're doing good stuff here. You know, I think that's important. What do you have in the cannon here? What do you got in the pipeline?
Definitely Paintball Fit is going to be the next one. I literally will probably start tomorrow, and I don't know what it's going to be about yet. I'm probably going to try to interview a couple of their guys, and then I'll probably try to figure it out.
Okay.
It's probably going to be like, I don't know, what are my working titles? Actually, I have stuff open. Probably be something about like whether they're going to like take over Dynasty's throne or some nonsense.
I like it.
Can this team keep making paintball history? I don't know. So this is just random titles.
Don't jinx them.
I will figure it out. Yeah, Paintball Fit's kind of crazy. Like putting together stats for that Dynasty video, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, like damage since like the last 7 or 8 years, it's like damage has won 3 tournaments, and X Factor's won 2 tournaments or whatever, and Impact have won like 8, which is good. But you know, it's crazy that Paintball Fit have 2.
Yeah.
So they're already like the seventh most winning team in the last decade or something.
That's an interesting
That's just
stat,
crazy.
too. Paintball Fit.
Damn.
But that's just because Dynasty's won half the tournaments. So it's like all the other teams have like 3 and 4 wins and stuff like that. So it's just interesting how they already have like 2 wins, which is not a lot, but
like, to put it in that perspective is actually pretty impressive and pretty cool. And it's like I saw Chavez, you know, holding his golden barrel up, and it's pretty cool that 2 of their guys have golden barrels. You know, like those are, when you put it into like a category of who has golden barrels, like that list is even smaller.
For
right?
sure.
Because there are guys that have multiple, but like to have one of those is pretty coveted as well.
Golden barrels. I really like that award. I think it's fun.
I think it's cool. I think it's clever. I think it's a smart move. It's great branding for those guys.
For Carbon, for sure.
Yeah.
It is neat how there's a lot of awards now. They're like giving out best move and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Although I just wish I could like figure out what the awards are.
Well, there was a pitch deck a long time ago. Yeah, I know that they kind of like presented them a little bit better.
Yeah, because I don't know, like if you go on the Facebook page or Instagram or their website, or it's just nowhere.
Yeah.
It just like goes to die.
Well, so we had the guy Eric from MLPB Armory, who does the fantasy paintball section of his things, and we kind of pitched the idea. We're like, dude, you know, it'd be really cool is every time that there's a a MVP, a Golden Barrel winner, like their pack is now available at the next one, so you could get a Chavez Golden Barrel card in one of your packs. Like there's a couple random Chavez cards that like have a boost in them. So if you get his card, because that's how the game works for MLPB Armory is like
card.
Yeah, you get the gold card essentially, and if you get that, it's like you get a mega bonus because each pack has like, if you get it from the player, if it's a 2025 player card, if it's a 2024 player card, if you own these, like your deck gets more valuable. So I thought that was a cool one, and so they're working on that. I think they're gonna have that for the next event.
Paintball Armory.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are doing that.
I think there's a lot. Like he told me, I don't know if he told me text message.
It's supposed to be a free tier at one point.
There is
something.
There is. I'll get some of those stats. He's gonna come on again before. Oh yeah, here look. There's a working on the there it is. There's like a gold card kind of graphic that will come up.
Yeah, cool.
On there. But he did tell me, not sure exactly, but he's going to come on the show before the next event for sure. And we'll get some stats from him. But I think it's like quite a few players, and I want to say that you might be able to see it live on the show. Or on the show, on the website while you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool
NFTs.
concept, you know, it's something that we need, right? And if there's not going to be a million stat takers counting the kill count and the this count and the that count, like...
Yeah, stats would be so cool.
I know, it's expensive. I want to say...
Paintball Access did it for like, a couple years or whatever.
Yeah, they had 6 guys in these towers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the
eating
towers.
bologna sandwiches, just counting the kills, and it was tough. It was not easy.
That's right. I remember guys being like, "Oh, they're gonna have me do stats." They were like looking for people to do stats like at the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. There's people.
That's funny. Stats would be great, but it's obviously so difficult.
Right. It's easy. Tracking the kill stats is impossible. Right? You're right. Well, you can track a handful of them, but like, they would a lot of times just be like, I'm gonna give it to, Marcelo.
The guy who was sort of looking at him.
Yeah, it's like, looks like it. Unless the guy gets bunkered, you're like, let's give it to this guy. He's shooting that direction. It's tough. It certainly is tough. So they're doing a good job, and they were doing the paintball stats with Sam Monville was doing it for a while.
With McKenna, was it? Brian McKenna?
Yeah, Pat McKenna.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that?
I don't know. I thought about that like a couple of weeks ago too, and I remember looking, and I don't think they've posted anything for a while.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Major League Paintball has their stats too, but it's like weird. I don't really know what it is. I think it's just based off how much you played and a win percentage or something.
Yeah, somehow we're still not at the top of that.
They used to have like survivability and all that stuff was so cool.
It was cool. I think that the stats they had. Well, I believe that Marcelo and Tyler own the rights to some of that IP, either the fantasy aspect of it or something. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, and Verbal, you're right. It's the juice isn't probably not worth the squeeze. You're right, but that's kind of how it is with everything. It's not the juice isn't worth the squeeze if you own a professional paintball team either. But at least money is coming in. And on the other one, it's an L, that's for sure. It's definitely an L. But when that big TV deal comes in, woo boy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's what you should do one on. You should do one on the inside industry flops of TV deals that should have been.
I do have a video it's literally at the top of the list. Why paintball never went mainstream, and I was gonna. Oh man, yeah, I wanted to talk about. There was for sure that in there. I was gonna talk about like Angel and like MPPL and all that craziness, but I don't know. I don't want to make stuff that's like paintball's lame, and like all the flops and stuff. It's just kind of like I don't know.
Well,
just harping on how it sucks.
Just make sure, like we said in the beginning, if you're gonna harp on it, just have some constructive criticism to go along with it.
And I at least would be like, oh, this is why. At least I try to like explain, what happened, or like you got to understand that it's difficult and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. And then
Paintball on
as you're
TV.
brainstorming it, maybe that's what we need to do. We need to get you out to the event in Utah, and you can be the commentator out there.
I would do that.
Dude, that's
Probably.
the one. That's the one. Let's talk.
That's easy too. It's only one game.
It's only one game, one day. Like,
Well, that's weird too,
know the
because
guys.
like it matters how they're doing it, right? Because if they're doing it live, you'd need somebody. But if it's all post production, it's just like you just do all the commentating in post. It's like they did on the ESPN thing. Like you can hear the difference in the audio. Different times when they did fake commentary.
yeah.
Which isn't bad. It's not like a bad thing. That's just me being crazy and noticing that stuff.
I don't think that I've seen the ESPN production of Atlantic City yet, because I don't have cable, and then I paid for ESPN Plus.
I've got it. That's funny.
You
I
have
can
it?
watch it.
How do you get it?
How did I get it?
Screen recording, bootleg.
I think I screen recorded something for sure. I had to have.
Yeah. No, I tried to watch it and I just couldn't. I paid like $15 for an ESPN Plus app.
Oh, really?
And then I went and then you couldn't get it. Then I emailed them and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't have that." I go, "Well, you advertise it on the app. Like I paid $15 so I could do that." I was like, "Sorry.
Huh.
Would you like to cancel?" I said, "Yes, I'd like to cancel my thank you." That was
I think
well
Go
spent.
Sports is better,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, Go Sports is
It
good.
was, I mean, having it only be 30 minutes is very difficult. And they have so many camera angles that, like, I think it even makes it more chaotic because there were like 15 different camera angles you're looking at. It's like, imagine watching basketball from 15 camera angles. It's just constantly switching and you're like, what am I looking at? But we do that already, so I don't know. It wasn't
Yeah, I
that
mean,
different.
you have the camera angles. You don't have to use them. We just need them, right? It's always it's always
sure.
better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I think. That's
And I feel like they were like, we have the camera angles, we need to use them. Like
Right.
the GoPros were in there, and there was like some weird stuff.
the GoPro camera angles were pretty awful. I saw only a couple of the clips that came around. It was just like unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't seem like it added much.
No, and I think that's the big factor, right? Is you only use it if you got it. Like if you got
the
someone
last-
getting bunkered or something like that, then like let's use that, a couple breakout
For sure.
shots, but don't feel obligated to use.
Yeah.
And then I think something that All That Matters did that was really good. Miko really put a lot of time and thought, and Pat Spuraw is really, really deep. So what they need to do is they need to push the nets out in the back of Atlantic
Yeah,
City
yeah,
so
yeah.
you can get way wider angles. So you're not like huddled with a camera guy like on the side of the
Yeah,
net,
yeah.
like trying to get something, you know. I think that's like one of the big factors that will really help to create a better production.
I mean, just the way cameras work, the further you get back with like a longer lens, you'll get like compression, and then it'll like make stuff look closer together, sort of. So it'll look cooler if the
There you
camera's
go.
far away.
Verbs on it, long end zooms.
Something. But it looks terrible on screen. Like when they go to like a wide screen of the field, when the net's so far away from the start gate, I hate the way that looks.
Oh, really?
It just looks weird.
You want
There's
the
like
net
all
there.
this dead space. It's just odd. You know, like how a basketball court, it like comes, or like the fans are right up on it, or like the NFL, everyone's kind of as close as they can get. There's not like fucking 100 yards of just grass. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Like
didn't
when
the way it looked.
when soccer games are also on a track field and there's like that,
Yeah, there's just like all
that
this
crap.
weird
Yeah.
dead space.
You're right.
I just didn't like it. I was like, oh,
Real estate.
it looked weird. But they don't have to. You could kind of hide that stuff though by the way you film too. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Drone.
paintball.
Paintball.
Who knows?
Well, there it is. There's you've got a couple pieces of content that you can throw in there from how to make paintball look better live. I feel like we talk about that once a month.
I don't think it's possible.
Okay. Back into the woods, baby. Cameras on trees.
I mean, it's still not possible. It's even harder if you do it that way.
Well, if you have a camera in every bunker, one facing each direction.
Okay.
There
Now
you
we
go.
have 75 cameras.
Okay. Now you're with me.
Or
Now
whatever.
you're with me. Okay, at $400
More
a
than
piece.
that.
Yeah, there's a lot. We just don't make so many bunkers. Too much data.
Damn, I was going to ask you something. I totally forgotten.
Do you use AI for any editing stuff?
No. I mean, I use it to help with ideas for scripts and like titles and stuff. Mm-hmm. I never really use it. I use it to help make a thumbnail earlier. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Kyle's a master.
I mean, I've been using it since for a few years now, and it's just crazy how like stuff's progressed so much. Like I had a picture of a paintball gun flat down and like a camera's looking straight at it, just like a G6R. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, for this thumbnail, I really wish I was like holding it, right? Like the shot would be like this, and I'm holding it, and I'm like, all right. I just put it into ChatGPT, and I'm like, put a hand on the other side of the paintball gun like it's holding it. Perfect. It's literally flawless.
Yeah.
I'm like, it looks like I'm holding it.
Wow.
So it's crazy that like, I don't know. The world's going to get crazy, that's for sure. Everything's changing so fast. Like AI has killed my website. Like I don't get any traffic anymore.
Because of AI.
Just because Google's new AI search.
Oh,
yeah, like
right.
I don't use Google for search that much anymore either. I just ask like Perplexity or ChatGPT, and it just knows everything.
Yeah, but I like.
There's no point in searching.
No, I like pictures. I like pictures.
For sure, I'm with you on that.
I like pictures.
I'll use image
I saw that
search.
you could switch over, and then I was like, but I don't get pictures. I don't want
sure.
the answer as much as I kind of like also want to like see what's going on.
I'm constantly like watching something, and I'm like, oh, what's that thing?
See.
And then I just look it up on whatever AI real fast.
That's right.
It saves a lot of time rather than going to Google for 20 minutes trying to find the right website.
I told Camille, my fiance, I told her, I asked Grok why she leaves all the dresser drawers open everywhere she goes.
Might have an answer for you.
It kind of didn't, but we kind of like started hashing out what could be the reason, and I had a therapy session actually with my AI.
I've done that.
What happened, and I told her that I did that, and she goes, "You told it." Like I was like, I told somebody that like, well now now I just told the whole world, but like now that I told the AI because like maybe that would get like out, but now it for sure did.
Yeah.
I ask it all kinds of crazy personal stuff.
Yeah, I get into it.
I don't know what really to give an example of, but I always like, I don't know. Not so much recently, but when it first started, I was doing it more.
It's like one of those questions that you can't, like whenever you have a question that you can't really ask Google.
Yeah.
Like a question that there might not be like an exact factual answer.
For sure.
But there is like maybe 3 right answers. Those are good questions to ask. Yeah.
I just always riff. I'll be like talking to it. I'm like, I don't understand why this and this. And now I feel like an old guy, like trying to explain the internet. Like back when social media came out, it's crazy you can post pictures.
Yeah.
AI. The world's gonna get crazy.
It is.
Yeah, my kids are toast, man.
4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah, they're gonna be masters of that the new MLPB virtual paintball thing that's coming out.
Yeah, when's that gonna happen though?
I don't know.
2 years.
Maybe by World Cup they'll have some.
That's a while.
Yeah, I also wouldn't really believe anything you hear today from anybody. I'd wait till tomorrow to hear anything.
That's fair, right?
Don't believe a single
today.
thing you guys hear. Yeah, we're not even real right now. But hey, we gotta get spinning for this wheel and give some prizes away. Dude, you're the man. I really appreciate you taking some time. I can't believe you just stood for an hour and a half.
This is pie.
Dude, you must got some tree trunks or legs, man. Just great posture.
I have to. I have scoliosis, so I've like crazy about.
Oh, there you go. That's why your hands are behind your back.
Posture and standing, so always perfect.
I love it, man. We'll keep at it, and again we appreciate it, and thanks for doing all this stuff. Hopefully, I make it on the move with the event one of these times. And I'll see you at World Cup after I see you in Utah.
We'll see.
Oh man!
Thank you,
all
gentlemen.
Brad.
Thanks, dude.
Adios.
Adios, man. Oh man, that was great. Big shout out to Brad from Paintball Ruined My Life. That was cool. That was he's great. Again, I think I'm pretty sure everybody here, you guys consume enough paintball content to where you get it. You've seen his channel, but it's good to see that there's guys that take the extra time to create, you know, some spontaneity content, and then they also like dig into it. You know, like looking at footage from 2001. Yeah. He's way nicer than the fat guy. That's so funny. When I got his number and I put his, I went to call him and text him. I was like, hold on, is this the right number? Look at this. This is pretty funny. Because I put his name in, and hold on, and this big fat man picture.
Oh yeah,
there,
yeah.
And I was like, let me put it back in here. Yeah, it showed me that picture. I'm like, well, hold on, this is the wrong. This isn't the same. This isn't. Who's this guy? And it took me a minute to triple check everything on what was going on. But awesome. Well, let's see here. We've got. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys all this before everybody left. I did these. This is cool. I should have put. I'm gonna throw this thing up. I did this 3D scan. I posted a picture of it on my story today, and I'm gonna put it. I'll just send it to the computer right now, dude. There's an download this app, and then you scan your feet, and then it makes custom insoles in like a day.
Just put feet pics all over the internet.
There's feet pics.
They
on
probably
the internet.
just collect the data and then they're selling your feet pics.
Is really funny because on the Champs Club, I was talking to Chris Sautel and I was like, hey, we should have an extra. We got a Discord channel now too. If you guys are looking to join the Champs Club, it's the move. But he's like, what should I label this group for? Like when we do sales and like I want to give discount codes, I just don't want to get buried somewhere else. He's like, I'll just label it feet pick for right now. And then Joe Barrett immediately was like, hold on, is this like, can I send my feet in here? I get paid. But the first discount code that I sent was this one right here, which was kind of fitting. But no, these guys are cool. So like, it's a guy local out of San Diego, and they're made in Riverside, I think. So check this out. You scan your feet. So that's my foot.
Are you climbing a mountain?
No, I just have my foot against a wall.
What happened to your leg?
You only scan your foot. It doesn't need. It's not a kid. There's not calf implants. These are just feet things.
Looks like a zombie's foot. It got bitten off.
Leg got bit. Yeah, I'm gonna use that as one of those projector graphics for Halloween. Also, yeah. No, and they put these things in. I got them in these shoes right here. I'm gonna put these things in my runners this weekend.
Hey.
WC.
Let me see.
Yeah, they're cool. These ones have not been used, so the feet, it's clean. You can smell them. You can lick them if you want. You want to see what they taste like? This one's got a little hair on it. But, yeah, these are cool. You got to have that hole in your Achilles looked at. That was a good one. It's right here. You get $20 off if you guys are looking for some custom insoles. And I think there's been like a lot of technology built into these things. I had a talk with the owner today, specifically. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then, Dido the Dawn. Did you get the last 3 of those changing mats? We actually just put a couple more up. We had like 5 or 6 or something like that left that had of the Champions Cup branding ones. But those changing mats crushed it.
Yeah.
And I want to say I did not steal that idea from Pepe, who made one in 2004. I didn't know that. I surf every single day, and that's where I got the idea. As a matter of fact, Kyle made one, and then he only made one. Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, it's been a couple of years. I'm going to make this. Also, for everybody here that's... this one's important. I think it does. Everybody here that's in the south and southeast region and East Coast, if you go to a CVS and you see the brand Hume, these guys right here, if you see this company at the CVS, buy it for me. If you buy 2 and you take a picture of the receipt and you send it to me, I'll get them to Venmo you back for 1. Did I give you any of these?
No.
I'll give you some. These are dope. These are all body bombs. You can put them on your feet, your armpits. You can put them on where your arm pads are, your knees, because people have stinky knees. You can put them on your nuts, not the ones you eat. And that got weird. And I think it's edible. It smells good. There's coconut. and then this one's Desert Bloom. They're both really nice. All body. Whoa. It's all body. So there's deodorant, there's oil, and then there's an all body balm. All body balm. This stuff's money, and it's all super healthy, all natural ingredients, and it actually works for a long time. Happy microbiome, healthy skin, and big push into CVS. I'm a partner with these guys, and it could be good for paintball, and hopefully any chance we get. Arm & Hammer deodorant. Yeah, switch away from that. Coconut balm for the boys. That's right, Josh. I keep it in my gear bag because my feet have been stinking lately. My feet never stink. I did just switch my water, so maybe that has something to do with it. I'm good right now. Put them on the nuts, not the ones you eat.
Maybe you haven't, because you're not surfing.
I'm not surfing them. Let's tell Camille that.
All right.
Let's get that rhetoric in. All right, I'm gonna do some wheel spins. I spun a couple in the background. I spun in the background a couple times. D side paintball, Mr. Joel Hayward.
This is one I like. It's really healthy.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, you guys. There's like everything kills you now. It's like It's like everything that we're eating and consuming is made in Australia. You know, it's like everything in Australia can kill you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just know this stuff's good. Rob Palomo is a winner. I need to put this up on the big stream. Good job, Rob. Let me move this wheel over here. Oh wait, because I feel like we haven't done the wheel like properly lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it up here. Not the ones you eat. Anything else? Do you have sales? What you got going on? You got those shirts on?
Yeah, these are Tampa shirts that had some unforeseen events that didn't make it to Tampa or online, and I have them up there for relatively cheap compared to what we usually sell our shirts for. But we're gonna have a bunch of new stuff at WCPBL this weekend coming up.
All right, we got the WCPPL coming up this weekend, and then there we go, Rob Palomo. And then if you guys are out there, we'll be out there hanging out. And then blind layout, you got your coach in the TJ Bastards. You got Joe
TJ
Barrett.
Bastards and Lords in D4 and D5. We're actually playing, Marcelo's team, Protocol. Dan, not Marcelo's team, who he's coaching, but that's Dan Bilzerian. Yeah. That should be a good game.
And we're up at SC Village, so if anybody's out in the SC Village area, come on down, say hi. I'm sure you're going to already be there. And then next week we'll be breaking down what was going down on this layout. I might be out again. I have to go to Montreal to a GI Sports. I'm going to go to the warehouse.
Next weekend?
The warehouse. Paint manufacturing. I'm going to watch how they, next week, Monday. So I come back Sunday night. I leave Monday morning at 6 a.m.
Jeez. Come
back Wednesday night. Leave Friday morning. Camille's pumped.
Where are you going?
Minnesota, Annandale Paintball. Yeah, I'm back, baby. I took last year off from them. And excited to go back out there. It's cool out there. Yeah. It's a great field.
Never been.
Great field. Lakes everywhere. We can drive by like 15 lakes on the way to the paintball field. Damn. Land of 1,000 lakes. Yeah. Damn.
I heard a fun fact. I don't know if this is real, but it looked real. There's only 2 escalators in all of Wyoming.
I like that. I like that. Can you ask? This will be the sign off here is by asking our boy ChatGPT. You're gonna ask Google after all that AI talk. I mean, it's still AI, but I mean, come on, you know. Yeah, she definitely needs a spa day. Thank you, Joey. Hopefully she's not watching this. According to reports from the Atlantic and NPR, the Cowboy State is home to only 2 sets of escalators, both of them located in the banks. So there's no escalators in the airport either, huh? Shout out to season 5 of Yellowstone. That is an absolute hot mess, by the way. Speaking of Wyoming, they didn't even want to like let us know that they're doing flashbacks. Like come on, man, this is crazy. Have you watched it yet?
I think I started to, but then I was like, I bought like 1 episode when they were making. I'm like, I don't know where to watch it.
Yeah, it was impossible. Now it's like made by Paramount, but it's on Peacock, and it couldn't find it on Paramount, so you had to pay for cable. Like I don't even know where you plug cable into the TV anymore.
So how do we watch it?
It's on Peacock now. I mean, dude,
yeah, this is just too much. I watched the first one, but
it's just too much. Just too much for me. Speaking of too much, I also watched Substance. Thank you. That was absolutely painful to watch. Do not watch that with your wife, your children, your mother, or any women. I don't think you should watch it. Like, you don't want to. I wouldn't watch that watch that by yourself only. Only by yourself, and don't tell anybody about it. And if you do tell them, just be like, it was a great movie. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of how that works. I have not seen Adolescence yet. I heard it's
Lotus.
shot all in one take though, so I'm really excited about that. I found myself, because Camille goes to sleep. I think the sun goes down like literally like sets at like 7:01. It's dark or 7, and she's already in bed. And the kids are asleep at like 7:30. You know, like it's just I'm going to bed early is what I'm trying to say.
I think I watched
Billy
this.
Casey, hit me up at the Perps.
I was not a huge fan of this.
Of White Lotus?
No.
Adolescent? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm
It's
a
a little. It's a little slow. It's pretty slow. And I was
also-
waiting for. Wait, what do you mean in one take? Like the whole thing was.
Yeah, they didn't cut the camera once. It's all one take, the entire movie. There was, I think Birdman was filmed like that also. Literally the entire first 4 episodes, they did not turn the camera off. Or
There's only 4 episodes.
yeah, okay, well, the whole season. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's shot in one take. And it's
I feel
insane.
like there's different
No.
scenes though.
It's all one take. It's all it was shot all at the exact same time. Like they literally just walked the camera around for the whole thing. So basically, it's like it's
That's
essentially
probably why
filmed.
the scenes when they're walking to places. I'm like, this scene is going too long. I was like, why are they showing this person walking down this hallway for like 7 minutes?
Yeah,
Like, it's-
they couldn't. There's nowhere for the cameraman to go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, which is crazy too, because I always thought about it. Like, dude, everybody has to hit their lines.
Oh, so 4 takes.
Are you sure?
They just Jonas said that.
Every episode is one take. No. I'm pretty sure the whole 4 episodes were done in one take.
So they just waited for the next.
No,
So
they walked inside and then they did the inside shots and then there's a scene, like I think there's a point. We're gonna look it up. That'll be the last thing to Google. All right, but go look at that. Go watch that other show. Go get yourself some insoles. The link is in the bio or it's right here. $20 off. You get money back guarantee, I think, or like a 30-day trial, something like that. Everyone is shot in a single seamless shot. No cuts, no edits, nothing. So it's basically like a play.
TQ, what up?
Hey, DQ Films, shout out. Okay, well, here it is again. Thank you guys for. Want to see my feet again?
Yeah.
That was an
that was
insane
good.
inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
With the April Fools. We got a lot of people.
Spicka Span Show!
Not the nuts you eat. Huh? I really fumbled that one.